What's going on, guys? You all here, and welcome to Confabulate, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. I'm your host, Joel Sanchez. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today, guys, we have Joel Espinoza here once again for season 3. Thank you so much, Joel, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joel. Appreciate it. It's always hard trying to figure out each other's names. But, thank you. I've been excited. Like I told you earlier when I got here, I've been waiting to come back on, so this is awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on again. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I think you were my 4th episode.
Yeah.
But you were the first episode I did where it was like the first 3 were like my best friends.
Right.
So you were like the first kind of interview and thing that I did since high school.
Right, for sure.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy, yeah. I mean, that episode was really interesting, because at that moment I was in a band. I was working a lot, and it was a lot different, even now it's crazy. It's crazy how many things have changed, but it was always cool listening back to that podcast. I listened to that episode probably like a good 10, 20 times.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird.
I don't listen to them
at all. Wow.
I mean, I'm sure one day they're just there for everyone else.
Right.
I spend so much time when I edit them,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a cool moment for me too because it was the beginning for me. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know what the fuck I was doing.
Right.
As a host or having a podcast.
Yeah.
And here I am a year later, season 3, and you're back on. So
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a cool moment, and I've grown a lot too as a host.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but
you could feel it. You could honestly feel it. First time it was kind of we're both kind of shy.
what do we do?
How deep do we want to go into this conversation?
Yeah.
But it's cool. It feels a lot more natural now. So that's progress, and that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've been doing this new thing, Confabulate Prayer,
Mm-hmm.
where we just take a shot before we dive in, because a lot of people they get nervous,
right?
And then I'm like, there's nothing to be nervous about.
Exactly.
It's just me. That's why a big thing. I'm always in my sweats or ratchet clothes just to make people more comfortable. It's not that big of a deal. We're just talking.
For sure. Let's do it. Yeah.
I've been doing this thing where we take a shot.
Okay.
Let me see.
Holy smokes! What are we drinking?
This is not sponsored by. Oh my god, the camera! I forgot to address the camera. So, those of you on YouTube, you can see this. Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you cannot see this, but go on my YouTube channel, Joel Sanchez, and you'll be able to see this, because everyone always asks me to do it with the camera and the video. They're like, I want to see what you're wearing or where you recorded and shit. I'm like, I swear to God, you do not want to see it. It's not that big of a deal. But I guess it's a different aspect of it, just to see how it is to record a podcast. So hello to you guys on YouTube.
And this is the first time, right? We're doing this?
You're the first one. The very first one.
Awesome. Flattered.
Let's pour these shots. Let's see if I could do this with holding a mic.
Holding a mic and trying to pour a shot.
Okay. I'm going to put the mic down.
Okay. Yo, we'll put the mic down, guys. Looks like we're drinking some Bacardi.
We are drinking Bacardi.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is pretty strong.
Well,
this is vodka, right?
Here, grab it.
I'll trade you. Thank you.
Well,
holy shit.
Well, I can't take hard liquor, actual tequila or whiskey or shit, because I went to a party to Giselle's house in
shout out to Giselle.
Should I say anything else?
I think that's enough.
I went, and I don't think I lasted an hour.
Wow.
Because within that hour I tried so many different things, and that's the first time I ever blacked out, the first time I was ever on the ground, and the first time I ever threw up.
Had you ever drank that much before, or is it just the fact that you mix so many things?
I don't think I've ever drank that much before in a short amount of time.
Okay.
I was laying on someone with my eyes closed like this for well over an hour or 2, and I did not open my eyes. And then they had to carry me and put me on the couch.
No. That's bad.
And I was supposed to spend the night, but I'm like, I'm not spending the night.
Fuck that.
I don't like spending the night.
Yeah.
So till this day, I still gag every time I smell hard liquor and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I could do cocktails,
right?
But this one's okay for me. I like Bacardi.
Okay. I would recommend. I recently bought this vodka. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's Smirnoff, and it's the spicy tamarindo one. And that one goes well with watermelon Arizonas, just ice, lemon, the Arizona, and the vodka. It's so smooth, dude. Just it tastes it's like you're eating a paleta, a little candy, right? The spicy ones.
Wow.
They're so good, so good.
I like that. That sounds like a great idea.
It's great. It's if you just want something it's refreshing. When you go to Starbucks, you get a refresher and it's a hot day and you just take the first sip and it's it feels great.
Yeah. I tried for the first time Hypnotic. Yeah, have you
tried
Hypnotic?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's
very
good.
Sweet, but it's good.
Sweet, good.
Yeah.
Super dangerous.
You can drink that straight on its own.
It's like
So,
a Powerade or some
yeah,
shit.
exactly. There you go. All right.
All right.
Cheers, brother.
Salud. Welcome to Confabulate.
There you go.
You see, it's not that bad.
It's all right.
And that's coming from me.
It's
so.
rum, right?
Yes, rum.
Got it.
Yeah, Bacardi rum. There's different flavors though.
Right.
Like coconut. There's grapefruit. There's
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of different ones. So I like Bacardi. It's very.
Not that bad.
Yeah, I still need water though, cause fuck.
I'll join you with that. I'll second that.
So this would be a part where I would cut out,
Right.
like when we drink water or when there's like, just like a.
Random noise or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
But now I can't, cause this is like. So whatever.
Why don't you hire Gabe Coaster to edit your video? Shout out to Gabe, by the way. He's doing great.
What's up, Gabe?
doing
Dude,
great.
fucking Gabe.
He is like.
Isn't he killing it?
He's killing it, and it's crazy because I had ran into his brother like
Isaiah?
like 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
At Home Depot, I had gone to go get some stuff for work or whatever, and he was there, and I was, we were just kind of catching up, and he goes, "Hey, like, how you been? How's this? How's that?" And I was like, "Oh, good. How's Gabe, right?" He's like, "Dude, like he's killing it. He's doing this job with some guy. I don't know exactly what's going on.
Some YouTuber, yeah.
Some YouTuber, exactly." And he was like, "But dude, like, I want to thank you." I was like, "For what?" And he's like, "You probably were one of the very few people that always told him to keep going and to not care what anybody says and whatnot." And I was like, "Okay." I didn't really pay much attention to it, right? But I guess it meant a lot to him as his brother. But then I go and I'm on social media. I see Gabe posting these videos with the mic and these crazy edits and just talking to people on the street. And it's like, I'm watching a celebrity right here, and it's crazy how much he's grown from high school till now. It's awesome seeing someone pursue their dreams that far out, so it's great.
He's been absolutely killing it and working his ass off.
Yeah.
Not only now, but like for years.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So it's amazing to see like he's actually like made it. And he's still going to keep going.
He's still going to keep going. It's only up from here. So shout out to Gabe.
Yeah. The TikToks, the Instagram stuff, even the work that he does for the YouTubers.
Yeah.
He's always traveling. He's in Florida right now.
Yep. I saw that.
Like,
yeah.
That's fucking insane. That's why, like, I've always supported him too, but he's always supported me. Because as of him, like, he knows what it's like to work really hard and to just find a joy in content creating. So I'm always going to support him. And
for sure.
So yeah, shout out to Gabe. Because shit. The first thing I wanted to ask you, I can't even read that far, but just like how you been? Let's catch up.
Yeah,
how's life been recently?
Yeah, I've been good. Nothing too crazy. Just working, like I was saying when I first got here.
Yeah.
Just work. I have a 7:30 to 5:30 job. Working 9 hours a day and sometimes even 10 hours. Sometimes I don't even get a break.
Wow.
It's just so crazy right now. I work in the car industry. The customer service side of it, and it's just. Right now, everything is just so high in demand, and we need to get people in and out as soon as we can. But it's crazy. But it's always fun, keeping that side of life working. Always having your mind on something and not just being stuck at home. Because when I was doing music full time, it was Monday through Thursday. Just I knew I was gonna be home, right? From whenever I woke up to the moment I fell asleep. If I had to do anything during the day, cool. But if not, just be home and then work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and get Monday to Thursday off again. And it was just a routine, but yeah, I like it now. Just working. But yeah.
Do you still make time for music throughout the week and stuff?
I don't know if you know, but I stopped actually working with the band. November 20th was my last gig.
Maximum Nivel, right?
Maximum Nivel, yeah. And shout out to the guys. I know that, there's a little things here and there, but I will always have respect for them, and I'm always here for no matter what. But yeah, so I ended up just taking my own route and just. I always like to say it, but it's so funny because it wasn't even like I had like a whole track record or anything. It's just I retired my music career for now. I don't know if I'll ever pick it up again or take it somewhere further than what it got to. But yeah, I know I make time for it here and there, like during the week. Sorry, after work, I'll grab the guitar and just practice a little bit because it's gonna be a part of me no matter what. It's like it's like something once you're into something so deep, I think it's gonna be a part of you no matter what. It's just it is what it is. It's not like I'm gonna forget about it or things went down this way and now I hate music. No, like I think music comes within, and I still enjoy doing it. So
Yeah.
and there's been many offers, but it's just been I don't know. I just want to focus on what I'm doing right now with life.
Yeah. But as a fan, I would like to see you sing again eventually. It doesn't have to be now, but I miss the Instagram lives.
Yeah.
Seeing the videos you would post.
Yeah.
Performing with the banda and stuff like that, because it was rare to see someone so joyful and just being happy with what you do, like performing. I miss seeing that. So I can't wait for you to start again.
Yeah, and it sucks because I was actually going through my old stuff not too long ago, like going through my archives on Instagram and seeing all those videos, and like it's crazy. You would think that I would just sit there, record myself, and it happened, right? Like you get the first video on the first take. But then I look back, I'm like, dude, like I would spend hours and hours and hours just practicing, and not only practicing, but then actually getting to record the video and then cutting out the parts I didn't want, or having to re-record it from the beginning again because it didn't come out the way I wanted. So, it was just so time consuming to the point where right now it's like I don't really have time for that, and it sucks, but I wish I did, but life is crazy, man, and when you work so much, it's just, I don't want to say I get lazy, but it's like, do I really want to do this right now?
Yeah.
It's like, I got to make dinner. I got to go get some groceries. I got to go run some errands. Life got real, because
Dude.
I did that a lot in high school, where it was, all right, I get home from school, did whatever I had to do, homework or, eat, whatever I had to do, and then go straight to recording. That was like my job at that time, like just record, and produce, and practice, but
wow.
Now it's like I had time for that at some point, but now it's not there completely, so I mean, I would love to, don't get me wrong, it was something I was really passionate about, but I just started learning that numbers were not making me happy, if that makes sense. It got to that point where I was so obsessed with like my following, my views, my likes, my comments, and when I saw that thing go down, it was kind of like, oh, like what am I doing wrong, So that's also something that influenced me, which not a lot of people know about that, like I don't really talk about that aspect of why I stopped doing what I did. It's just numbers were just killing me in a way, like it's like I have to make this amount. I have to get this many views, these many likes, these many comments, and I just realized it wasn't worth it anymore,
And it's hard not to look at it that way at times. Yeah. Exactly. A lot of people ask me like, why'd you stop YouTube? And it's like, there's a lot of different things, but like I've always liked to keep myself busy.
Right.
Ever since high school, I was always in like so many clubs and sports.
Yeah.
And I was a tennis coach and AP classes and music and everything in YouTube. And it's been like I've been grinding for so many years, but now I'm at a point where like I kind of just want to breathe.
Yeah.
And it's been, people always ask me like, post more videos. I'm like, I did that for 4 years, y'all. Like I'm good. Like, and I didn't give up on it, and I still love to sing. It's my favorite thing to do, but like, it was just enough. Like I felt like I did what I had to do, and we'll just leave it in the past. The videos are still there, but I don't know. It when you become an adult, just something changes, and you kind of leave that part of you behind.
Yeah, it's just something you were passionate about when you had the time. I think time is always important, and if you don't have time or you don't even want to make time, that's where you got to really think about, is it really worth it? You know, so that's why I came to the decision that I did when leaving the band. I just kind of was like, is the time I'm putting into this worth it? Is it worth the stress, the headaches? And it sucks to say, but the arguments, because everybody has their own way of thinking, right? Everybody has their personality, and anybody would be dumb or, delusional if someone thinks they can change someone for the way they are, right? Some people are the way they are because that's just who they are. That's their personality, and you can either deal with it or move away from it, right? And it's just, when you're in a band, when you're at work, even coworkers, you guys got to work as a team, and once that team effort is not there, I think everybody starts developing their own ideas, their own goals, their own dreams, and it got to that point where it's kind of like, like it's not worth it. It's not worth feeling what I'm feeling, and I'd rather just let it be at where it is now, and things maybe not perfect, but before it got worse, just leave things how they were. But But yeah, so I totally get you.
Yeah, a big reason. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Time is a big thing. Motivation is a big thing. Like, that's a big reason why this whole season I recorded most of it like November, December.
Right.
Here we are in March, but like I had to, because I knew it was very hard for me, especially with school and work, to have a new episode every Monday and record it like a week before or some shit. So I wanted to have everything pre-recorded and just drop every single week because and then I also can't do it like all the time. Like, I only do 12 episodes and I take a big ass break because it's just so much work on top of.
Yeah, and you know, it's always, you know, you work hard, and then once you work hard, you get to breathe a little bit, you know, and just focus on whatever you had to do, editing or whatever it is, right? And just drop them, like you said, like flies, you know? One after the other, and that's always
the
good.
other breather that I really want is to take a break from social media,
right?
Which I've been saying for a while. I've been saying for a while, like, it's so draining. I just want to take a break from everything. But then I get back to work on the podcast and back to work on other shit. And I'm always posting because I'm a content creator.
Right.
So that's been like something I've been wanting to do for a while. And I just can't wait to just like delete all the apps and just like live.
Yeah. There you go. Like, going back to social media and why I felt like it wasn't worth anymore. Like, I did take that break. You know, I may not have deleted the apps, but I deleted, like, you know, my content. You know, I stopped posting stories. You know, I would always go there. It's entertainment at this point for me, right? It's not anything I take as serious as I used to. But, you know, I went from having almost 2,000 followers to probably 200 right now, less than that, right? And it's that shift in your mindset where it's like, oh, is this really important to me? And once you really dial yourself down and you're like, all right, I can do without this social media. I can do without these numbers. I can do with just I think being happy with yourself comes first, right? And I feel like a lot of people think social media is their happiness or it's important, or, you know, it's their whole life. They can't go 5 minutes without it, right? But the only exception I would say is TikTok. If you don't have TikTok and you don't like TikTok, I don't know what's wrong. But TikTok is like the best shit that has ever happened. You know, I consume that content like food, bro. It's crazy. I love TikTok. Anyways, but yeah, I feel like once you do take that break, I feel like your mind will shift and you'll be a little bit more appreciative of the people who still stick with you through your podcast, through your YouTube, if you decide to go back to it, through the content you actually posted on your Instagram. Like, you'll realize who's actually there, you know, and not just there for the numbers. Yeah. So I suggest it highly because once I did, when I really realized that, it's like, all right, I'm way happier with myself now.
Yeah. Back to TikTok. Look, I had TikTok, well, I still do, but my For You page, like, deleted.
Really?
Like, some shit happened, and then I go back to TikTok, and my For You page is all these, like, random creators, and it's like, all my shit is gone. Yeah. All my music videos are gone, all my food shit is gone, my favorite TikTokers. So I haven't really been back because my For You page is gone. Yeah. And then I go to my inbox of the things that people send me, I'm, like, at 350. And I'm the kind of person, I don't like to just brush it off or just random like. I actually like to watch them because if people send it to me, it's because they want me to see it. Exactly. So it's 350. So I'm gonna need some time to.
Yeah. Right there you go. There you go.
It's a lot of people. Yeah. What's kind of like on your For You page?
My For You page is a lot of like Spanish music. You know,
nice
live banda videos. A lot of like. I don't know if you ever like seen like those like low quality videos that they call them. They're like old videos and they're like resurfaced or whatever, like in Spanish or whatever, like Mexican funny videos. And I see a lot of those too. What else? A lot of bartending stuff too, because I like bartending. I like making drinks at home. Like I was telling you earlier about the Smirnoff, right? The Spicy Tamarindo. So I have a little bar going there. So
cool.
Yeah, so I enjoy doing that here and there, like almost every night. But you know, it's fun and I realized that I don't even like drinking them as much. I like making them. I like seeing other people get drunk. Like, that's fun. That's fun. If you guys go to a party and you just, like, hand people beer and you get them fucked up, like, you'll have the time of your life. Trust me.
That's cool stuff.
Oh, well, that's my cousin, and he knows. He knows. That's facts.
Gustavo, he's always giving beers and pouring shots, and then he'll fake one and then just put it to the side.
There you go.
Yeah. Even with the pen, he was like, "Here, take a hit." I'm like, "Oh, dude, fuck you."
Yeah. I see it.
What are some of your favorite drinks to make?
So I've made pina coladas. That's my favorite.
Nice.
I think, well, not my top favorite, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Margaritas, they're pretty good. They say that they're for girls, but they're pretty good. And then I made a lot of cantaritos. I don't know if you tried that. it's pretty much just ice, tequila, tajin, lemon, salt, squirt, orange juice, and grapefruit juice.
Ooh, I'm in.
Yeah, so it's very. I like it with mine with a lot of tajin, so I kind of make it a little bit more spicier on the spicy side, and so it's delicious. Like I love it. You know, we get the little actual cantaritos, like the little cups, and we do them in there, and that's like probably like my top one, I guess. You know that everybody asks for that at parties. You know, if I'm there, hey, make me cantarito. Hey, I want this. All right, for sure, I got you. You know, so I think that's the top one. But like I was telling you earlier about the Smirnoff, the Spajita Tamarindo. I can't stop talking about it, guys. I'm sorry, but it's really good. You know, I saw actually a TikTok on it, and it was a guy. He put ice, lime juice, the vodka, and the watermelon Arizona, and that shit's so delicious. It tastes literally like those lollipops with the spice on it on the outside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Other people have tried it with the watermelon Red Bull. That's really good too.
Ooh.
Or the mango Arizona. It's just like that flavor just goes with so many things, and it's really good. So
Shit.
I recommend.
I can invite you to the next party I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can make drinks.
I'm here.
Yeah. My cousin is a bartender in Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay, nice.
In like a hotel/resort. So she's a bartender.
Right.
And she's the queen of mojitos. Have you ever made a mojito?
I've never made a mojito. I think I've looked at them. I'm like, fuck, they look too complex to make, but they look good. I mean, I've never tried one, and I never tried to make one, but yeah.
Was literally like club soda, and then the flavor that you want. Either we do a lot of like passion fruit, but you could do like coconut or just regular. And then the key is mint leaves, so you have to put the mint leaves.
Muddle them, yeah.
Yeah, and then the ice. And I'm missing something. What's the alcohol they use? I think it's.
I don't know if it's rum or vodka.
I think it's rum. No, vodka. Some alcohol, whatever. And then you just kind of shake it, and they're freaking bomb.
Yeah. There you go.
They're freaking. And then, but my go-to is like a vodka lemonade or vodka cranberry, something more simple, because, like I told you, I can't. Yeah. I can't do.
You know what's also good is electric lemonade. It's like vodka, lemonade, and blue curacao, and it's just it's sweet. It's really good. I like that. That's really good.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow, look at us talking about alcohol.
There you go. I've been 21 all right for a while now, so.
Oh, you are 21?
Now I am.
Oh, cool.
I turned 21 in December.
Oh wow, I'm 22.
Okay, there you go.
It's what I'm just getting old.
There you go. Yep.
What else do I want to ask you? I guess let's go back a little bit in terms of music. I know music means a lot to you. Right. So, what made you? Do I want to ask you what made you music? How about your first like experience in music, like learning to play the guitar and actually singing?
Well, this goes back. I think I talked to you about this a little bit in the last one. It goes back to my dad, right?
Yeah.
Back to my dad.
He introduced you.
Yeah, he kind of like pushed me into it and whatnot. But I didn't get it until I was in 7th grade, 8th grade. Say 12 or 13 at the time, and that's when I joined the middle school band, like I said, in the other episode, and it kind of took off from there. But after high school, that's when like I got this offer for the banda, and then from there, that's when I went to Máximo Nivel, and yeah, so it was quite the experience having to go through all those little things to get to where I got to, because I can honestly say I'm very happy with my music career, how it went, you know. Where I paused it for now, right? Yeah. I'm very happy at where I paused it at. You know, I got recognized a lot, you know. Oh, you're from Máximo Nivel. Oh, you played with XYZ.
That's cool. How
Isn't
does that
your
feel?
dad XYZ, huh?
How does that feel? That's cool.
It's cool, man. It's crazy because I go to like events, right? To like bailes or whatever, and it's like, hey, how are you? Hey, dude, do you remember me? No, I don't. Well, I'm that guy you played for in Hollister or in Watsonville and Salinas. Oh, okay, yeah, like, and then I'll put the face and the party together, right? So it's really cool getting recognized for something you really love doing. But it's crazy because, like I said, I'll go to events or whatever, and it's like, who's the famous people? The people on stage or the guy back here, right? and it's crazy, but it's always flattering, you know. It's a feel good moment, even at work, dude. Like, I drive people home because they're dropping off their car to get serviced. I work at Audi, if that makes a little bit more sense. I just started kind of talking about it, but I give people rides home while their car is getting worked on, and oh, you look familiar. Oh, really? Where do you know me from? Right? I'm like, where do you know me from? It better be good things, right?
I've only been recognized like, I could only remember like 3. So one of them was I went to CVS one time,
right?
And then this guy was like, "You look so familiar," and then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that information?
Yep.
And then I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I went to North County. He's like, no, like, do you sing or something? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, I feel like my little sibling plays your videos or something. I'm like, okay, wonder how that happens. But another one was Samira's friend. I picked her up at the middle school one time. And then Samira went up to me. She's like, my friend wants your autograph.
Really?
And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And she's like, she really wants it. She's freaking out. I'm like, tell her to aim higher because I swear, no. So she came with her little notebook and her pen. She's like, can you sign it for me? I'm like, okay. And I gave it to her, and I'm like, that's so weird.
Right, there you go.
Like me, it's freaking weird.
Yeah, it's crazy when you put yourself in a third person point of view. Like, what are they seeing here? Like what's going on? Yeah, especially
me. I don't look at myself that way, so it's weird. And then the third one was she didn't really recognize me, but I don't even remember singing. I was at the Cheesecake Factory. Like, I'm always singing, and I sang, like, I don't know what I was singing. I just sang something. And then she stopped and she's like, oh my God, you sing so good. I'm like, you heard me? Like, I don't recall singing. And she's like, you post videos, right? I'm like, huh. And it was in San Jose. It was.
Oh, wow. Really?
It was weird.
There you go.
It was a weird feeling.
I know. I think the first time something like that happened to me was in graduation, right? My graduation.
Yeah.
And some of my friends had gone to, because they had other people that, they were friends with or whatever. And one of them comes up to me and she was like, hey, dude, like, my little sister, she wants to take a picture with you. I'm like, oh yeah, like that's fine. And she was like, dude, she gets me annoyed. I'm like, why? What's going on? I was so confused, right? She gets me annoyed. She's always playing your videos all the time. She's like just staring at them, and she's a really big fan. And I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. Took a picture with her, and she was just like speechless almost, right? So it was that. I think that was like the very first time ever something like that happened to me, but. Yeah, it's crazy. And once you start getting into more of the industry and more into like performing and everything, you kind of learn how to deal with everything like that. But yeah, it's very flattering, like I said, but it's also very, very uneasy feeling as well.
Yeah. And with the podcast, it's happened a few times. Like I see all the streams and the downloads,
right?
But I don't know who the hell these people are.
Exactly.
So it's like, it's interesting when you see the people who actually listen to what you put out. So there's been people who are like, I liked what you talk about here, like in 45 minutes in this episode. And I'm like, fuck, I don't even remember that. The fact that people relate to it, or when I get messages like, hey, I just finished listening and I was late to work and this and that. And even Andy, remember Andy? He goes for a walk. He lives in Vegas and he goes for walks with his dog and he listens to the episode and he's like, it makes me feel like I'm back home. And
okay.
So shit like that. That's what keeps me going. It's like hearing positivity from other people rather than negativity.
Exactly.
Because I heard negativity for so many years, so now it's like interesting seeing like the other side of it.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah. Do you? I came up with a question. Oh, if you miss, no, not miss. What is your favorite, like your go-to song to sing? A song that like you love.
Holy smokes. I have like seasons, right? Like throughout the year where I like this one song and that's what I'll sing for a month, and then I'll switch off and it'll be another month of a different song. And but if you were to ask me right now, fuck, I really don't know. I think, well, let's go back to when I was actually performing, right? I think it's easier for me to answer that. Whenever we would be performing, my favorite song would be to sing is either, what was this one song? It was pues ya no vuelvo contigo, right? Grupo Firme. I don't know if you know.
I know Grupo Firme.
Yeah, so that's one of their biggest songs, right? Ya no vuelvo contigo. Yeah. Because people just sang that shit back to me, right? Like, they knew lyric from beginning to end, and I would give them the mic, and the energy you just feel with like everybody just singing along with you, like, I think that was like awesome. So as a performer, that was my favorite. Just getting that reaction. But if you were to ask me like at home or anything, I think it'd just be anything like little like mellow, like. What's this one song? I like singing Te Soñé. It's Te confieso, te soñé y que también te amé. It's like ballads like that. It's pretty cool. So I think stuff like that, like keep it calm at the house and all that time. But I
don't think you know this, but I have a playlist of Mexican songs.
Really?
The songs that you gave me for our carpool karaoke that we were gonna do.
Oh yeah.
You sent
for
me
sure.
those songs,
for sure.
And I have them on my playlist, and
there you go.
I still know them. Like Mi Enemigo de Amor.
That's another one. That's another good one.
Ya no me mires así.
There you go.
Otra vez el vaso.
There's like two more, right? Or something.
There's
like that?
two more. Dime Canti. No, I
That
already
was
said that one.
del Vaso. Yeah, but
Well,
that's
yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah.
Those are all great songs that I would enjoy performing, you know? So, yeah.
I think it's time for you to sing a song now.
All right. I think that's where, since we're getting to
Let's
that
do
point,
it.
right?
Good segue.
Do I just leave?
Yeah, you could put it there.
Hopefully it doesn't
I know.
get all weird like last time.
I think last time, I think you put your phone next to it. That's why it was scratchy. So keep your phone like away
This
from
way?
it.
All right. Let me see if I remember how this goes. You're gonna call this out, right?
Maybe we'll see.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Cuidas que comer con tal de verte bien y yo así te amo. No tienes que tener una figura ideal y no, ni el vientre plano. Te quiero por ser como eres, porque como soy tú me quieres. El amor, mi niña, es al natural y no le hace falta tinte a tu cabello, así luce bello, así me enamoraste por tu dulzura. Yo estoy contigo y te he elegido porque te admiro como mujer. Por tus tacones te ves más alta, pero me encanta cómo me besas cuando te paras sobre mis pies. Con dedicatoria a todas.
Holy shit. Do you know like how talented you fucking are?
I don't know, man.
Dude. Like the clarity in your voice is insane.
Thank you, bro.
Like nothing, like it's like perfect pitch. Like it's just clear tone. It's like so insane.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
I actually have another one if you don't
Yes, go ahead.
Ready? I hope I don't mess this up. I've never sang this song at all until before I came here, but
Perfect, let's go.
por darle rienda suelta a mis antojos, por no tener conciencia del abismo, por eso ayer hice llorar sus ojos y hoy mis ojos también hacen lo mismo. Por no medir los pasos que tomaba, por eso es que he llegado a la derrota. Le hice una traición a quien me amaba y ahora estoy como estoy, con el alma rota. ¿Qué tal se siente, corazón? Ahora sí te pegaron. Es cara la traición y al fin te la cobraron por no medir los pasos que tomaba. Por eso es que he llegado a la derrota. Le hice una traición a quien me amaba y ahora estoy como estoy, con el alma rota.
Hey.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
What the actual fuck is going on?
Yeah, you know, I really like that song. I love that song. That song's awesome.
Oh my fucking god.
There you go.
Dude, you're welcome on anytime. That's
Thank you.
crazy.
Thank you, yeah. It's all practice, bro. Like I said, it's hours upon hours.
That is, wow. Like, that is so fucking insane. Yeah, I need you to post videos, like, not even post, just like an Instagram live here and there.
Right. Yeah, I know. I'm actually thinking of I don't know when or if, but I really want to like record an album on my own, like just kind of.
Dude.
Probably because I have songs that I have recorded on my own, like on my phone, like literally on GarageBand.
Yeah.
And they're not great, but they're not bad. So I don't know. I kind of want to do something like that, or even do it professionally a little bit, maybe. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. No, yeah. In my voice memos, I have like over 150. Like, I've been writing songs since I was like 12, so I have like song ideas and me playing piano and singing. And
right.
I'd say I want my own album too.
There you go.
Eventually, at some time. That's like a goal of mine, but yeah, that'd be really cool to have your own.
Yeah. So, you know, I was gonna drop some songs before I even joined Maximo Nivel. So it's always an idea I've had. It's been on the back of my head, but I never really went through with it. But you know, maybe now's the time.
Yeah. When you write, do you focus on like lyrics first, or you start with like chords on the guitar?
You know, I don't really write a lot. I do more covers.
Okay.
So
like an album full of covers.
Full of covers, yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
like songs like that, right? Like just acoustic. I have one song that I wrote 2017, 2018, something like that. And you know, it's been there, but I never really recorded it. You know, I have videos of it, but that's probably the only song I've ever written. I've tried to write, and it's not something I can do. It's crazy because people say, "Oh, you're crazy talented. Like, how do you do this?" I'm like, I don't know. But then I look at people who actually write lyrics. I'm like, well, how do you do that, right? Like, I think that in itself is a really good talent. It's an amazing talent because my mind is always performing. Nothing like, oh, I gotta sit down and write, because I was never really a big fan of writing at all. So it's kind of like harder for me to find perfect words that fit or rhyme or whatever, right? So it's a little bit of a challenge for me, but. I'm not really into writing as much, but
Well, writing for me, it was my way of expressing my emotions.
Right.
It was a way, like, it's hard to explain how it comes to me, but I don't focus on the music part of it, mostly because I don't really play professionally. I can't really do it like that. I focus on like lyrics and melody,
right?
And then it's usually about, it has to be something that like I'm going through currently. I can't just sit down on a random day and write something.
Exactly.
I will have to be like inspired in that moment, like, oh, this person fucking pissed me off.
Yeah.
Let me write about it.
Right. Exactly.
Or something emotional, like if I watch something on TV or whatever. But there's been times where like I have a song idea and I'm like singing on my phone, like in the grocery store, in the fucking car wash, in an airplane. It's been in the bathroom. It's been so it's, I can't really say how to write because it's more like just writing down how you feel or just writing words down.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of, think of it like as a diary. You kind of put everything out there. Right. And then I kind of start looking at words and see how I can
tie them in together,
make them rhyme, look for synonyms.
Right.
And then just think of like a melody and trying to fit those words into the melody for like a verse or pre-chorus, chorus, bridge.
And that's something I am so impatient with, dude. Like, so impatient. Like, some people can just sit there and write a song. Like, there's been hits that have been written in 5-10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think A Través del Vaso, you know, Dime Cantinero.
Yeah.
I've heard interviews and I've been the podcast, right? Where the guy that wrote it is like, oh yeah, like I hit up one of my friends and we had this idea and we wrote it in 30 minutes, right? And it's like, holy smokes, you know, like it's crazy. So especially in regional Mexican music, it's so competitive, like writing lyrics, because if you hear one little melody that might sound the same, like it's like, oh, it's that song, because it's just so high up there already on people's radars, where it's like we know this sound, like, you know. So it's a little bit more difficult trying to write something in Spanish and make it your own, because there's already so many good talents. And you know, banda's banda, and banda's gonna sound like a banda no matter what. Mariachi is mariachi, and songs like that go with mariachi are gonna sound similar, but you know, all of them have to have their own little spice to it, right? Yeah. And so writing a song in Spanish is so crazy because you have so many ways to go about it, but then so many ideas that have already been there, right? So it's crazy. So it's a little bit more of a challenge, but you know, it's not something that really catches my attention right now. Yeah. But hopefully in the future it does. But I wish I was good at being able to write how I felt and what I want not. But that's not my thing.
And I see that all the time where like I see this thing like, this song sounds a lot like this song and this artist is suing this artist, and I'm like, almost everything has already been done, like musically. We're in 2022, so almost every song is inspired by something else. Like you don't even need bands in a studio because everything's just right there.
Yeah,
You just make basic beats and you make your own thing. And also like lyrics, you would think they represent something, but they represent something totally different. Like I saw an interview yesterday of, I don't know if you know Dave Grohl. He's the lead singer of Foo Fighters.
I saw news about Foo Fighters today. Actually, their drummer, who unfortunately passed away. But I kind of actually it's weird. It's crazy that you bring them up because I kind of went into their thing a little bit. So kind of figured out who they were. Yeah. I mean, I think they've been famous for a long ass time. But well, their name is very familiar. I just never really knew who exactly they were. But
well, they're one of my favorite bands. They got me introduced into rock music, and I love them. And so the drummer passed away yesterday, so it was a little emotional. But Dave Grohl was explaining like these lyrics. What is the name of the song? "Learn to Fly," something like that. And the interviewer was like, "Oh yeah, I like what it represents, like being free and like just forgetting about what people say and just living in your own world." And then Dave Grohl was like, "Nah, dude, I just wanted to be a pilot."
There you go.
Like
exactly.
That's what it's about. I just wanted to fly a plane.
yeah. It's totally and I see music up for interpretation, right? And that's why. Yeah. Oh my God, dude, the music now in Spanish. I've always said there's always music for everybody, right? Yeah. For the young people, for the older people, for the people that are in between, right? So there's music for everybody. But for me, in my opinion, for a good song to be a great song or a good song, something that pleases my ear, it has to have meaning, right? It has to speak to me and be like, all right,
me too.
You heard this, but this is what it means to me. It probably meant something different to somebody else, but this is what it meant to me. And that's how I feel like that's how you connect with people, right? Through giving them their own feeling through the same lyric, right? Because I could listen to Mi Razón de Ser, right? Banda MS, Encontrarme a alguien como tú. Talks about love, in my opinion, right? Like, oh, I love this person, and where have you been all my life, and you are my reason to be, right? I could take it like that. But if you hear, you're gonna be like, whoa, food is my reason to be. I'm not talking about a girl or a guy or whoever it is, right?
Yeah.
Like. Everybody can interpret lyrics their own way, and for a good song to be a good song in my eyes, it has to have a meaning. It can't. And like I said, corridos obviously don't make you feel that kind of fucking feeling. Like they're talking about partying and using drugs and drinking alcohol and women. And like I said, that's why there's music for everybody, right? So if I'm at a club, I'm not going to be listening to freaking A Través del Vaso. I mean, you could, just take a shot, but you're there to have fun and dance, and you're going to listen to more zapateados and cumbias and all that stuff. So there's music for everything, right? So, but in order for a song to be good, I think it all comes down to interpretation and how you actually enjoy that song. So, that's my biggest thing,
I've never been to, is it called a baile?
Baile,
I was going to go to a baile. It's like a bunch of bandas performing, right? And you just dance?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like, we have jaripeos and bailes. Bailes are typically like, they're more considered like in a hall, like in a venue, right? And you just go and you just either sit or stand and listen. Like it's a concert, right? And jaripeos are more like the bull riders, and you're out in the dirt and you're wearing your cowboy or cowgirl boots, and you have all this whole lineup of bands, and you're just dancing, and just enjoying your time. But it's more to like dance in a way, because the word baile just kind of falls into all these little subcategories, right? So you can go to a jaripeo baile, which is like I said, the bulls, and you're there to dance, obviously. But you can go to a baile, and that's kind of like I'm gonna go to a concert, or just going to go enjoy my time. It's kind of, like I said, your own interpretation about it. But, so you pretty much just go listen to a bunch of bands perform and pick your favorite. So,
yeah. And you dance and you get drunk also?
Exactly. That's the biggest thing.
Oh, alcohol. Cool. I love it. I love going to Mexican parties because you guys, you'll eat a bunch of food and start dancing, but then you get fucked up at night.
Hell yeah, you do. And you'll see the drunk Theo in the corner, and he's with a spoon full of...
There's always the drunk Theo.
There's always the drunk Theo, dude. And you'll see him with a spoon of birria or pozole and falling over, and he's fucked up. So that's how you know he had fun.
That's why I always get invited to some, and I always go, even by myself, because I love Mexican parties. You guys are so cool, and just everyone's always welcomed, and it's just all about having fun. I love it. That's what it is. And I mostly go for the food because I love Mexican food.
It's awesome.
What's your favorite Mexican dish?
That was my question to you, so I'll let you go. I'll let you answer first.
I love flautas de pollo.
Okay.
I just love the crunchiness, and I just love it with crema and guacamole and then rice and beans.
There you go.
I love birria. That's one of my favorite things. I've never had the birria tacos with the consomme. I've never had that.
Oh, you know where you should go? If you want like something close to like something homemade. Yeah. I think there's this place in Salinas called Tacos Acámbaro. It's off of Alvin and I want to say not Natividad. No, yeah, Alvin and Natividad, I think.
Okay.
And it's like next to a Subway, it's next to like a dental thing or whatever. And they have really good ones. So you'll get your like quesadillas. They're like it's like half of like it's like almost like a quesadilla, right? Like the size of it.
Yeah.
But you'll get like multiple of them, and you get your consomme, your salsa, your cilantro, your cebolla. Oh, it's the best,
Yeah.
bro. It's the best.
I love everything. And
Yeah.
during the holidays, I always put on my private. I'm like, to my Mexican friends.
I've seen it. I saw it this past 2 years. Yeah.
I'm fucking waiting for my little Ziploc bag of tamales.
Tamales. There you go.
I don't give a fuck what flavor.
There you
Just
go. Yeah.
leave them in my doorstep.
You actually like all tamales? You don't have a favorite?
Oh, I don't like the dulce ones.
Oh, man.
It had like pineapple or some
Yeah.
shit in it.
It's guayaba, I think.
Yeah. I'll stick with chicken and pork, and
There you go.
we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But I love everything. Everything. So,
Yeah.
what about you?
You know, the one thing I could eat nonstop and not get tired of it are tamales. But the rajas, you know what rajas are? It's like the cheese inside it with the jalapeno slices.
Ooh.
So that we call those rajas, and those are like my top favorite. But other than that, I feel like tamales are just like so typical, right? So like everybody loves tamales, but the one dish I really enjoy are sopes. You know what a sope is?
I don't think I've ever had sopa.
So a sope is pretty much like they make the masa, right? Like how they make handmade tortillas, but they do a little bit more thicker. They make a little circle and they border it. We use our fingers and we make a little border around it. We fry that in some oil, and we make like I think it's pork meat, and we make it spicy. We put some sour cream, the meat, beans if you want, lettuce, diced tomatoes,
Bomb.
sour cream. Oh, it's the best, bro. It's
Wow.
so delicious. And like some people make them really big, and some people make it very small. But the small ones, dude, that's how you know they took their time with it, because they just wanted to whip them out and just make them. And they're like the big ones that you typically get them like at a fast food place, like at a taco shop or whatever. But the handmade ones, like the homemade ones, dude, those are the best.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking bomb.
Mm-hmm.
What about your favorite agua fresca?
Horchata. I'm basic.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben. Horchata. I can't do tamarindo. I can't do fucking Jamaica or piña. I can't. Like, I just can't. But, you know, I also enjoy... I don't really drink this a lot, but whenever there's, like, agua de pepino, like, I don't know if you've had... It's cucumber, yeah. Like, it's so refreshing. It's, like, it tastes so good. So, I like that one, too, but horchata is my go-to.
Yeah. Horchata. I made it one time. It was fucking bomb.
Really? Oh, there you go. Yep. Yeah. And from scratch or like from the little powder?
No, from scratch.
Yeah, those are.
You literally just leave the rice and water overnight, and the milk, canela, sugar, all that shit.
There you
go. What was I gonna ask you? Fuck. No, yeah, I think we talked about Mexican food. I want to ask you about your favorite compliment, and it more in terms of like music or stuff like that.
In music, I think. Fuck, I don't want to sound cocky, guys, but the best compliment I've ever gotten is, typically, you know, you have an amazing voice. It's unique, right?
Yeah.
I think anybody who tells you that, I think it sticks with you. And it's been a lot of people, you know, but I remember each and every one of those people, you know, like, oh, dude, like, I believe in you. You got this. Like, you seem really good. So that has been probably the best compliment I've ever gotten. You know, like you have talent. I think that's what it goes down to. Like, you're talented. So right now, you know, like and thank you for earlier. I didn't even say thank you, but you know, it's once you do perform or you sing in front of someone, they're like, dude, like you're really good or whatever, or someone's impressed. Like, I think people's reaction is the best compliment as well. You know. Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite compliments. It's very hard for me to receive a compliment. It comes with like the confidence aspect of it, but I received those too. But the one compliment that I'll never forget, which straight up made me cry, it was my graduation, 2018, and I was one of the last ones to come out of that room when you get your diploma.
Right.
Because I was Sanchez, so I was like in the very end, and I come out, and then remember Miss Marshallik?
Yes, I do.
Miss Marshallik and Mr. Marshallik, they were waiting for me, and then they had like this gift for me and a letter and some shit. And then they give it to me, and then they hug me, and then Miss Marshallik is like, I gotta tell you something, but promise not to cry. And then I'm like, dude, it's a...
Well, yeah.
And then I told her, I'm like, dude, it's already an emotional day. I probably will. And she's like, there are a lot of people at the high school that look up to you, and I feel like you really need to know that because I get that all the time. There's a lot of people that look up to you and just admire you, and you inspire so many people, and I need you to know that.
There you go.
And then I'm like, I'm out.
I'm
I
out.
just fucking bald, and then
there you go.
that's the one that I'll never forget.
Right.
And then, but there's obviously been others that really mean a lot to me, but that's probably my favorite compliment.
What about your favorite compliment as a guy? Like, just straight up as a guy. Like, what's something that someone can tell you and it'll make you feel good?
I'm going to have to think about that one.
I'll answer you first because I already know mine. That's why I thought you were trying to ask me earlier. But
Yeah.
as a guy, I feel like if someone tells me, "Oh, you smell good, dude," or "What cologne is that?" or "What are you wearing?" Like, I think that's like confidence boosts. You know, like, "Oh shit, I smell good." Like, you know, like I think that's cool. Like to me, like that's probably one of my favorite compliments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that a lot too.
There you go.
People always say, "You always smell good,"
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "Well, why would I want to smell like shit?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like that's true. That's true.
And
yeah.
they're like, "Why do you smell so good?" I'm like, Just put on deodorant and spray something."
Yeah, you go.
Another one is that I'm nice. That's probably the main one. People always tell me that I'm just really nice and caring, and then I'm like, yeah. I always see it like, am I not supposed to be nice? I always see it like that.
You'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised.
I know. I'm like, I see what people
assholes.
do and they're so mean. I'm like, how? That takes so much energy.
Exactly. It's more draining, like trying to be negative about shit than just being positive, dude. And that's what a lot of people still don't understand, and it's sad. But as long as I figured it out, right? Yeah. So,
fuck. And then the opposite, your favorite negative thing that someone has told you. I don't know why I put favorite, but kind of like
well, the thing that stands
your
out,
least favorite comment that people have told you.
In music,
and then we could go to
the other one.
Yeah.
In music, it's always been you're here to please the crowd in a way, which is true. I'm not saying that's very true, right? But I've always taken my job very seriously and very professionally to a certain extent, as much as I want to, or as much as I could. Sorry. But because yes, you know, we have our customers and they're paying. Fuck yeah, like absolutely, by all means, you know, like yeah, you know, whatever they want, we got. You know.
You want to put on a good show.
Exactly, but as a performer, it's like I know what's gonna get a reaction, right? Leave it up to me, right? Like if you give me an hour to just do me, I promise the rest 3, 4, 5 hours you want me to play, I'll stick to what you want. But give me an hour, right? Give me an hour and I'll show you what this band has to offer you. And it's always been, oh yeah, well, this kid's good. Like let him do it. And it was crazy because when I was performing, it was all the time. Like, oh, do you guys know this song? Yeah, play it. Okay, cool. Do you know this song? But I love the fact that our customers, for the most part, it's only been a few that never were satisfied or they were upset for whatever reason, right? But they always kind of let us do our show, and that's what they expected, right? They saw us at a different party. They booked us for theirs, and they're like, we want the same thing. Even though if it's the same 30, 40, 50 songs, right? We want to hear those songs again because we like how you guys perform it, right? So it was always kind of like, fuck, we have to play whatever they want because, like, dude, hold on. Like, this is what's going to get a reaction to them. I saw it more as a visually, right? Like, not on paper. Like, this is what people want, right? It's like, this is what they're going to see. This is what they're going to, like, enjoy, like, take in. This is what they'll remember, right? So, it's not that it was, like, my least favorite thing that anybody said, but it was just something that kind of irked me, if you want to say. Like, you're here to please the crowd. Yeah, you are. But at the same time, that's why we're musicians, right? That's why we can take control, and that's why we were able to put on a show because we kind of figure what people like, right? And that does come from feedback, right? And I'm not saying that it's that customers who are paying and giving good money, like, they don't deserve to hear what they want. Like, I'm saying, hell yeah, they do. Like, even I would be pissed off if they didn't, you know? But also see the point of view of a performer, right? Like, really jump into their shoes and be like, all right, they know what they're doing, right? It's not like I go to a construction work and be like, hey, that wall right there, it doesn't look good, you know? Well, why doesn't it look good? I don't know, the shape is weird. Well, that's how it's supposed to go, right? Like, they know what they're doing. So probably that's not the best way I could have answered that question, but, you know, normal life, I think it's not even a comment. I think it's like the feeling of being made seem like you don't understand something, right? Like feeling dumb, right? I think a lot of people don't mean it, but the people that just say it and that's just how they are, like, it's fuck, like, hold on, like, I'm trying to catch on, and I'm very much like, I probably won't get it the first time you tell me something. I'll get it probably the second or third time, but then by that time the other person's already annoyed, right? So it's like, oh fuck, like, I get it, you know, like, it's funny because my boss always tells me, right, your attention to detail is just crap. He's like, your attention, like, you gotta listen to what I'm telling you, right? And he's right, like, dude, like, my mind works so crazy because I'm doing my best right now to, like, not talk as fast as I usually do, but my mind just races, right? Like, if I have something to say, I'm already thinking of the next thing to say. So I just, and that's how I think, right? If you're telling me, okay, go do this, this, and that, I'm still focused on the first thing and then the last thing you told me. Everything in between I missed, right? Because I'm like, okay, like, you know? So I think that just, like, and that's my fault too, you know, like, that's just how I am, right? But I think that sucks, you know, like, I feel like I'm being teased on or being made fun of, but, you know, it's nothing too deep. It's just like, oh, like, if I didn't have to hear that, that would be awesome. But it is what it is. It's not something like I'm dreading every day or like I'm so sad about. But yeah. How you say that? I take it in a joking matter. You know, I don't really sit there and cry about it. Yeah.
Mine favorite. I'm looking at it in two separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first one is kind of like that I wasn't manly enough. That'd probably be the first one.
Right.
And I think, that I wasn't manly enough just because I like to sing or the way I dressed or the friends that I had.
Right.
Or even my parents, they put me in basketball for 3 years and wrestling and soccer. And when they knew I really loved to sing and perform. Like, I would have put my kids through, like, piano and singing lessons, not basketball and wrestling and soccer.
Yeah, you know.
And I don't even like those sports, but whatever. So I think that just to be more manly, and I never understood that term. And I was always like, that's kind of boring for me. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I always love to stand out and be out of the box and just be different.
There you go.
And because there's this thing where, like, people kind of put their own image of you, and if you kind of steer off from that, it's like uncomfortable for them. Like maybe like maybe people saw me like how do I explain this? Yeah, so people picture you one way, but when you do different things like you're not supposed to have that many friends in high school. I had a lot. You weren't supposed to.
It's
be different.
Stereotypes, right?
Yeah, or have a YouTube channel. No one had that. I did.
Yeah.
So it's just maybe people just judging you or thinking a certain way of you when they know nothing about you at all, or just
outsiders, you know, just people looking from the outside in. I think,
I would always hear shit. This person said this about you, and then I'm like, I don't even know them.
Who the hell's this?
I don't care. And they're like, this person said this. I'm like, well, they can come up to me and tell me. I don't need to hear it from you.
Exactly.
So it's one of those things. I guess that's what I would say.
There you go.
And the other one I was gonna say is more when. Like sometimes friends, they say something without thinking about it.
Right.
And you kind of you kind of don't think about it too much, but like, ouch, that actually hurt. But then you never mention it, but then they keep doing it. I can't really give a specific example, but.
Yeah, it's just kind of reoccurring situations that don't seem like a lot, but once they do happen often, you kind of realize, I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. It's the same thing with like relationships too, you know, like if your partner's telling you, hey, like, I don't like this about you, or I don't like the fact that you said this, and they kept doing it. It's kind of like, it's a bummer, you know, but I guess you just have to learn to accept them, you know. But but unless it's obviously something that's really like hurting you, like in a friendship or whatever it is, right, at a workplace, or, you know, if it's something that's really bothering you, I'm all for like being, hey, you know, more like, chill out, you know, tone it down a couple notches. But
it depends on the situation too, because there's some things that are like, that's who I am, and I can't change that about me. But there's obviously some things that I can change. Like, I could watch what I say next time.
There you go.
But there's some things that I'm like, I can't help that.
Yeah.
I'm loud, or I talk a lot, or if I'm like this.
And it's good that you're self-aware about that, you know, because it would, I think, as human beings, if we're not aware of our own mistakes, then you're nobody to tell anybody anything about their mistakes, right? Because you got to be able to accept your own before you can call out anybody else. So I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I think we're finishing. I think we're over an hour, which is more
That's
than
great.
enough.
Yep.
Do you have a question you want to ask me? This is usually the time where people ask me shit.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think I asked you last time, right? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? Did I ask you that last time?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. But let's talk
Maybe.
about that. Let's talk about that, because
Yeah.
when I got here, I was talking to you about your dad. You know how you work for him and how that's going. So, you know, yeah, like it's something like, is it a business you're still very much a part of and you want to be a part of, or is it just something you're kind of like contemplating? Because I know you're still in school, right? Or did you already graduate?
I'm still in school.
There you go.
CSUMB.
So there you go. So, what's the next for you? What's next for Confabulate?
At first, I was very skeptical. What the fuck is the word? Skeptical.
Right.
About working with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a more comfortable place now. I actually like it.
There you
go. I still love music and being a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't told anyone this yet, so I guess I'll tell you. But I dropped out of school.
Oh shit.
Which that was never in the cards for me. My goal was always to graduate and to get my degree and whatnot. But for as long as I can remember, I never knew what I wanted to do.
Right.
I never knew what I wanted to major in, the career that I wanted. I was always all over the place. I always had so many dream jobs that are not typical.
Right.
I wanted to be a flight attendant. I wanted to be a lifeguard. I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to be a singer. Just wanted to do fun jobs.
Right.
I wanted to have a job that I feel like is fun.
Yeah.
So, yes, I love school. I always got good grades, and I still get good grades. But it was a thing where I started college when I was 18. I'm now 22. And I'm in the same place that I was in a lost place.
Right.
4 years passed by, but I feel like I'm the same person. So, my dad's here. He cannot hear me talking about this.
There you go. Oops.
Haven't even, okay. But I was majoring in psychology. I'm just going to say I'm taking a break now because I feel like I really need it. It's just been, like I said, I've been on the grind for so many years.
For sure.
So I'm taking a break from that. The main thing that happened last week, I went to see a psychic.
Whoa, what's that like?
Dude, it was like, my legs keep falling asleep.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd go to one, but I've just been in such a lost place, especially since moving out, that I'm like, you know what, let's just try it, whatever. It seems like fun. Right. And she told me some shit that
really?
I'm like, fuck.
Did anything she was telling you like resonate with you, like actually stood out to you and were like, oh shit, this is probably true? Or
yeah, she said a lot of things that I'm like, how the fuck would you know that? Wow. And then I was already in a lost place, and she tells me like, if you continue majoring in psychology for 3 or 5 years, I see a lot of success after that. And then I'm like, fuck, why? Like, I don't want to. Right. And then I'm like, what about music? What about music? And she's like, I see it being a part of your life forever, and it'll eventually bring the world a lot of happiness and light, but I don't see it being your main career. And then I'm like, fuck.
Right.
So I guess to answer your question, I take every day by day. I don't like to plan ahead.
There you
go. Whatever comes on me, whatever. But again, I'm tackling a lot of things at once, and I like to keep myself busy. There you go. I have a little thing called anxiety. I can't be alone with myself. I have to be doing something all the time. I always need to be busy.
For sure.
So I don't know if that answers your question, but
that does.
That's me.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome. And it's good that you're self-aware. Like I said, you know, you gotta really put yourself in those uncomfortable situations and really think about what you want, because it don't matter what anybody else wants. It's what you want.
Yeah. So. And I still don't know that, and it's okay. People made me believe that when you're 18, you have to have everything figured out.
No.
And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I don't agree with that at all. But yeah.
My last question that I've been asking everyone this season is, this is going to be interesting. It's, what's your favorite Kelly Clarkson song?
Now that you're gone.
I can't breathe for the first time.
There you go. Yeah.
Since You've Been Gone.
Since You've Been Gone. There you go.
Yeah, perfect breakup song.
It's crazy because it's a breakup song, but it's like always like so like upbeat, like so happy. So yeah, I like rock. It. Yeah,
That's actually my go-to karaoke song. I just take a shot and I'm like, I'm ready. Who am I dedicating this to?
For sure, right? Absolutely, yeah. You know, Kelly Clarkson is very talented. She's like, I don't know if she's underrated, but
she's underrated.
She's very underrated. Then yeah, she's good. She has a good voice.
She's popular, and people know her songs. She's underrated in terms of people don't think that she's like a big vocalist.
Exactly.
And she's one of the best singers of all time.
The thing that stood out to me that because obviously I know you're a big fan, right, of hers. So
yeah.
And I've known her for a little bit after what was it, American Idol that she won, or what was it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I knew her a little bit after that, but it was kind of like one of those artists where you know about them, but they're kind of like in the back of your head, if that makes sense. No offense, but so
no, yeah, me too.
Yeah. So she's a great singer, right? But I had recently bumped into the episode of she did with Ariana Grande. They were doing like a sing off. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And it's like just their voices do like Ariana Grande. Dude, she's like crazy talented. It's insane how talented she is. So, hearing both of them, it was kind of like, holy shit, yeah, like that is awesome. Like, as a musician, you appreciate when someone harmonizes very well, or when someone performs something unique. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. A lot of people were shocked by Kelly because they're like, Ariana's one of the best ever.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, who can sing with Ariana? But then here comes Kelly, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, there you go.
She's celebrating the 20th anniversary of American Idol this year.
Wow.
She's turning 40, and it's been 20 years.
Holy shit, she's 40?
She's turning 40.
Holy crap.
And then 20 years in the music industry.
Wow, that's awesome.
Insane.
Yeah.
To be that relevant for 20 years.
Exactly.
Fuck.
There you go.
But yeah, thank you for coming on Confabulate for a second time.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time and everybody that's watching and listening.
Thank you, YouTube.
There you go. You're also making a comeback on YouTube. He said it. He said it before we started.
I actually have an idea for a cover.
Okay.
And I want to actually record it at the beach.
Nice.
So I want to sing with like the sunset behind me. And I have 3 songs in mind. I don't know which one. But I'm going to pre-record the vocals and then lip sync at the beach.
Yeah, for sure.
And then awesome. We'll see. It's just to give people something.
There you go. Exactly.
Because it's been a while, but yeah.
Well, stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to Confabulate. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next week for the last episode of season 3. So exciting. Thank you, Joel, once again.
Thank you, Joel. I appreciate it, brother. Been a pleasure.
Bye.